by Danny, a brand dedicated to flexible nutrition, macronutrient tracking, and a lifestyle without unhealthy extremes. Welcome back to Fitness Empowerment by Danny. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already, because you're about to get free, empowering content. This video is going to focus on a discussion of binge eating and overeating, which is appropriate considering I competed in a bikini bodybuilding show about a week ago, and it is very common for someone who has been in a caloric deficit, aka eating less than normal or expending more energy than normal, to eat a whole bunch of food in a short amount of time as soon as those restrictions have been lifted on their food choices. This can unfortunately lead to eating disorders if not handled appropriately, so keep listening to hear more. If you are just here for the full back workout and don't feel the need to listen to the discussion, then I will place the timestamp on the screen for you right here, so feel free to jump to the workout. What's up, you guys? This might not be the most attractive angle. So I am in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, celebrating some things with family. I'm currently on the treadmill on an incline walk, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about binge eating versus free meals versus untracked meals versus cheat meals, because it is appropriate timing. I just competed in a bodybuilding bikini show last Saturday, and my next show is about 5 weeks from that date, so May 6th will be my next show. But really, I haven't been able to hit the gym much this week, and actually, I should just rephrase that. I have not made the gym a priority this week because I knew that my priority this week was going to be A, moving into a house, B, spending time with my family and celebrating a couple of different things. So right now it is Wednesday morning, it's about 5:30 in the morning, and I'm at a hotel gym, and I just finished doing about 30 minutes of incline walking on a treadmill, and I will be getting in a workout later this afternoon. I've got to go find a gym in the new town that I just moved into. I won't be officially moving there from San Antonio for about another month and a half, but I do need to go find a gym because that is essential to my life. But I want to talk about this because my coach and I asked him if I could have a couple untracked meals this week, and he said yes. And so I've had a couple untracked meals. Maybe it's been a little bit more flexible. Wow, this treadmill is like super creaky. It's old school. Okay. So I've had a couple untracked meals, a couple untracked treats, things like Reese's peanut butter cups, and just some other little things here and there. I had some pizza. Really, my two big untracked meals, I had some pizza on Sunday night, some pizza and Caesar salad, and I am sure there was a whole lot of fat in that pizza. It was like sausage and meatballs, and oh, it was really good. And then Caesar salad naturally just has a lot of fat in the dressing, so even though you might think you're eating a really healthy salad, you know, I threw a bunch of grilled chicken on top too, so I made sure that I kind of filled myself up with protein instead of just eating all of the salad dressing. And it was very good. It was totally worth it. But then last night, so Tuesday night, I went out to eat at Texas Day, Brazil. So Brazilian steakhouse. If you haven't been there, there's just it's about $50 a head, and you have an unlimited salad bar. And it's beyond amazing. It's huge. I mean, the salad bar is probably the size of this room. It's unbelievable. If you haven't been, you gotta go at some point if you are not on prep. But what they do is Brazilian style. They walk around and you have this little token that's a red card, or it's red on one side and it's green on the other. When you're hungry and you're ready to eat, you flip that card to green, and the waiters or the servers come around with knives that have huge amounts of different types of meat on there, mostly steak. They got steak, sausage, chicken, huge knives, and they will sliver off a slice or cut off a piece for you and put it on your plate. And they will keep coming around to your table and to your spot until you flip that card back over to red. And even once it's back over to red, they still come over to check on you to see if you're hungry. So needless to say, I ate a whole lot last night. But the way I handled that is that I tracked my macros throughout the entire day up until that point, and I made sure that I hit about 2/3 of my daily calories before that meal. That way I saved up some calories for my final meal. Now I know I went over, I don't know how much, but I didn't binge. I planned this meal I knew it was going to be untracked, so I made sure that I ate accordingly throughout the day. So if you don't know how much you need to eat throughout the day, if you're planning to have an untracked meal, that is one way I suggest doing so. So take your macros, figure out how many times you want to eat throughout the day, or just figure out maybe what's 2/3 of your daily macronutrient intake, and divide each macronutrient breakdown by 2/3, and just set aside, that 1/3 of calories or more, depending on what you want to eat that night, and just go for it. And so you can either set aside exactly how much you want to eat. I knew I wasn't going to be able to figure out, without a whole lot of time and planning, exactly what I wanted to eat at Texas Day Brazil, and I knew I just wanted to mentally just enjoy it, be with my family, be with my fiance, and just enjoy the time. So that was an untracked meal for me. Now, if I had had a cheat meal or a binge day, there would not have been any planning to it, and it gives you no limitations if you have what's like a cheat meal or a cheat day, and it really throws things off, especially if you are continuing to go back into a prep like I am. So I highly don't recommend that you have cheat days or cheat meals, because you can't plan it, you can't track it, and you don't know how far it's gonna go. And when I was on my previous 6 meal a day meal plan, and I didn't know anything about nutrition or macronutrients and what was in all the foods that I was eating, when I had a cheat meal the first couple months, it was amazing. After that, it became a cheat like couple hours, and then it became a cheat day, and I would start my morning thinking, ooh, it's my cheat day, like I can have some extra fun things all day, and I can eat this chocolate cake, and I can eat this, whole slice of cheesecake on my own. You guys know how many grams of fat are in a slice of cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory? It's a lot. Go look it up. You might be surprised. So it's a healthier way to enjoy some food and some quality family time, and not have to mentally stress and get that mental reprieve from tracking. I suggest having an untracked meal, or just a meal that you plan for, mentally plan for it. Don't go off the deep end. Don't go binge. I know it's easier said than done for a lot of folks, but having a plan is just the biggest help to all of these things. If you don't have a plan, then you don't know what you're doing. Like, even if you just sit down 5 minutes before the meal and say, okay, this is what I'm going to hold myself to. I'm going to eat four slices of whatever meat that's coming off of these knives, and I'm going to split a dessert with someone, then you mentally have a plan. And if you tell somebody in your family about that plan, then you're more likely to be held accountable for it. So bottom line is, and I've said this before, is just make sure you have some sort of plan. But I highly recommend, if you currently have a cheat meal once a week or something like that, maybe consider going to an untracked meal, or track your day, but then don't track that last meal, and maybe breaking it down like that if you're having trouble sticking to a one-time cheat meal, or if you just feel like your cheat meal is getting a little bit out of hand. So that's what I recommend for you guys. I am jumping right back on my macros today. So I did track everything yesterday up until that dinner. You can go check out my Fitness Pal. I do have it open so that anybody can see what I eat every day. That way you guys can hold me accountable too. And maybe if you take a look at what I track each day, it'll give you guys some ideas for things that you can track each day, or that you can fit into your flexible dieting and flexible nutrition. So definitely go check that out. I'll put the name, like my Fitness Pal name up on the screen here. So that, I think, is all for this little chat. Any questions that you have about cheat meals or flexible dieting, flexible nutrition, cheat meals versus untracked meals, or anything like that, put them in the comment section below. Any other advice or tips you have regarding the difference between the two, or how to maintain a balance if you do have untracked meals, or you incorporate those into your weekly nutrition plan, put those down below too. I know that everything I have to say is not all the good advice out there in the world, and I need to learn as well. So anything else you guys have to offer, put it in the comment section below. Welcome to the back workout, you guys. I found a gym called Fit Nation in the Shreveport-Bossier City area of Louisiana. So if you guys are aware of any other kind of warehouse style gyms, let me know. But I was really happy with this gym, so that's probably where I'll join when I get back there in 6 weeks. So I started off this back workout with 3 sets of 30 wide grip lat pull downs. You can find a wider grip bar if you choose to do so, or a connector for the cable machine. Just use whatever you've got in the gym. Second exercise was the standing wide grip lat pull down or push down, whichever you prefer to call it. Either way, really good for the lats. Working them wings, trying to make that back look wider so that your waist can look smaller. It's a good effect, I promise. Moved into seated close grip cable rows, and you'll notice I put an incline pyramid or decline pyramid on these different exercises. So I either started off with a high rep range, maybe 30 or 25 repetitions per set, and every set I would lower the rep range but increase the weight. Or in the opposite, if it was a decline pyramid, then I would start off with a lower weight or a lower rep range, and then I would increase the reps and lower the weight. So I would start off with a heavier weight. This was a really cool grip I just wanted to show you guys. It's just a neutral grip position, but I hadn't used this particular extension before, so I wanted to show you guys what that was. These are incline cable rows in a close grip form, and I wanted to show you guys 2 different variations, or just 2 different positions, so that you see how it looks while you do the exercise. It's an incline because the direction of your pull is an incline. If I was seated or at a decline and the pull was in a decline, then I would call it a decline cable row. Next exercise I moved into was the hammer strength iso-lateral pull down. So you're isolating each side, and there went my camera, so we're just going to try a different angle there. Okay, so you're isolating each side, so you can do one side at a time if you want. I chose to do both sides, and you see here I have my grip in an underhanded position. Call this a supinated position. So you've got pronated if your hand was turned the other way, how I had on my first set, or supinated where I have this grip. And I remember this because it's like soup in your hand if you're holding a soup cup. Yeah, anyway, that's how I remember it. Much nicer camera view there. All right, last exercise I moved into was the reversed Peck Deck, or rear delts. So this is a shoulder movement. However, your rear delts are the back of your shoulders. It's also, it's on your back. So I do like to include it in my back day workouts a lot of times. I love this exercise, and you can do it with dumbbells, you can do it on a machine, you can use cables. It's really, really versatile. So that concludes this back workout. Thank you guys again for clicking on this video and supporting my channel. Make sure you click that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up so that I know you enjoy the content I put out for you guys. Keep an eye out for my next video, which will be an ab Swiss ball workout. Until then, y'all have an amazing day.